Hi. Oh, look, it's just my mouth. Hello, Facebook. Hello, everybody. Today we're going to spend some time talking about the gifts of depression and anxiety, basically the gifts of the emotions that we typically think of as less than positive. Oh my gosh, my head's down here. I'm going to have to sit like this. Okay, so I just want to take a second and let you know there's a couple things that you need to know about both depression and anxiety. So depression, oftentimes if we're talking about depression as an emotion, the emotion we're talking about really is pain. Okay? And pain has a gift to it. There's some significant gifts to the emotion of pain. Okay? And one of the biggest ones with pain is it reminds us, and I know I'm going to sound like a song, you bleed just to know you're alive. Pain actually gives us the opportunity to understand that something is wrong. And pain motivates us too. Here's the biggest thing that I see. So I work with tons and tons of people with addictions. And the trick is, when you have an addiction, what happens is I always tell addicts, you know what, you're smarter than normal people because you have figured out how to avoid pain. It's great. You go through junior high school, almost all addictions start in junior high. You go to junior high school and everybody in junior high is really mean and cranky and pissed off at each other all the time. And you go to junior high and it sucks. And then you go home, and when you're in early adolescence, you kind of are rebelling and kind of pulling away from your parents usually. And a lot of times the people I work with, their parents are not great anyway, and so they rebel too. So it sucks at home and it sucks at school. Then they go home and they just kind of go through the process again and again and again until they find their drug of choice or their behavior of choice if they're a behavioral addict, and their pain goes away. But the problem is, without pain, you lack growth. The biggest gift of pain is growth. Without any pain, no pain, no, say it with me, Facebook, no pain, no gain. That's right, no pain, no gain. If you don't have a little bit of pain, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you end up emotionally a little bit stunted. And the people that I work with who are in addiction, and myself too, given that I'm in recovery for an addiction, we all can relate to the idea of really being emotionally 12 or 13, particularly when we get back into recovery. So these delightful people will come in, and some of them will be 50, 60 years old, and the emotions that come up when they stop using or doing whatever they were doing is akin to the emotions that you have in junior high school. They throw tantrums, they do all kinds of, they have horrific social anxiety, all related again to being kind of stuck in junior high. So that's the gift of depression. Now depression, strictly speaking, isn't necessarily pain. There's an element of anger to depression that we'll talk about another time. And then the other thing we'll talk about is anxiety. Anxiety is fear. Most anxiety is an overactive flight response. Okay? Most people who are overly anxious, they have a flight response and it's off the top, off the chain, and they can't get it going. Hi, Ben Gregory. Good to see you. It's off the top, over the top. Their flight response is triggered and won't go away. The good news is that flight response, that fear, encourages survival. Okay? You walk into the bar and the record skips, and everybody turns and looks at you, and everybody gets quiet. Your anxiety says, this is a biker bar. I'm not a biker. I don't belong here. These are not your people. Okay? So that's what anxiety does. It keeps us alive. Oh, I see Brian Atkins too. Hi, Brian. So that's the biggest gift that we're going to see when it comes to anxiety is this survival piece. But for depression and anxiety, the thing is to understand they're both processes that have inherent value and help to them. They just are a little offline, a little out away from where they should be, and that's where therapy can come in pretty handy to get those natural responses kind of back in line with what they're naturally meant to be. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this and think it would help somebody else, go ahead and share it to your feed. You can also leave a comment at the bottom. That's how Facebook decides if other people are going to see it on their feed as well. And if you have the need for some life coaching or some therapy, please feel free to send me a message, and I will be happy to help you either find somebody or if I'm available, you can work with me. Thanks for your time. And now I'm using my phone here, so I have to figure out how to turn this thing off. And I don't really, oh, the finish button. There's a finish button in the corner. This is the first time I've ever tried doing Facebook Live on the actual phone. I almost always use the computer. I don't know which one I'll stick with. But anyway, thanks for your time. Have a great